Yeah. Put your homework away.
Yeah. That's
What
funny.
up?
What up, everybody?
going
Happy
on?
Wednesday to everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
Or hump day, or whatever you choose to say.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my goodness. How is everyone out there? I am slow getting on the line right now, so I'm like, this is taking forever.
I was trying to figure out why the comments weren't coming up on there. I was like, wait, why are the comments not coming up on the stage? All right, there we go. We've got that fixed, I think. Somebody type something. Hurry up.
Somebody type something. Hurry up.
There we go.
We're just waiting for people to come on in. I know.
Here they are.
I'm not angry. Why? I'm a happy person. Why do they say I'm angry?
Oh, I don't know, because you're grumpy grandpa. I don't know.
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time.
Yes. We're just waiting for everybody to file in, but I mean, again, this week, I'm telling you, somebody needs to sprinkle happy glitter. Happy glitter. It's happy glitter. I don't even know what to say. Happy glitter.
Well, at least you got us, Brandi. At least you got us.
I do.
Yeah.
This is like really the highlight of my week because I get to talk cool stuff, and hang out with cool people. And
you get to be around this ray of sunshine right here.
You know what I've noticed about this, guys, and I think both of you can relate. Ever since I started on this endeavor of showing my face in public on YouTube, like you guys have, I feel like this has been a fairly solid replacement for a social life.
It is.
It's a decent substitute.
Well, it is a nice substitute. Yeah. I mean, I don't, if I'm not investigating somewhere, it is, I'm right here. I don't go anywhere. This is it.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way that I have been dealing with people like during the week, I don't want to deal with them on weekends. Right. On my days off and stuff. I'd rather stay home and talk to cool people,
Yeah. Oh yeah. and like I said, like you say, this is a replacement for social life. I've been married 33 years. 33 years. And yeah, this is my social life. Social life went away a long time ago. Okay. Other than going and freaking fishing when I get a chance. That's about it.
Right. It's just too hot. And I did notice, we had a cool down like yesterday and the day before. I wouldn't call it a great cool down, but it wasn't massively humid and hot. Yeah. And people were okay. But then we got the heat warning back in today. And I was like, there it is. There it is.
They said today was like 97 over where I was at, but it felt cooler than it did yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, the humidity was down. Isn't that crazy?
It had to be, but we're gonna have to get rid of a bunch of this water.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the humidity comes down here because it's just unbearable, just completely unbearable, and the fog has been treacherous out there in the mornings.
Yep. It's we haven't had any fog luckily so far, but I mean, driving to work, I got the AC on. Because I got the AC on, all the windows in the daggum car like to fog up in the morning, just because the AC is going. So I'm not turning that sucker up. I'll open up the window, let some fresh air in, but I am not turning that AC down.
Yeah, you got to find that fine line of having the AC on and having your window down just enough to,
just enough to suck all that daggum stuff out of there.
I know. So I get it. Absolutely.
Well, we're gonna pay bills at the end of the show tonight too, but I'm still gonna throw this up there so you guys can see it. Just so you know, it's still coming. It's still coming.
I know. Yeah, I'm getting even more excited. Like every week that goes by, I'm like, ooh, this is coming up. This is coming up. Don't forget the Crossing Realms Conference is the 19th and 20th of September in Richmond, Missouri. It is at the Eagleton Civic Center. We still have tickets available for the speaker portion. for I'm not even going to call it a meet and greet, because on Friday night, it's more or less, we're going to sit around, we're going to talk with everybody. Got a couple more speakers on Friday night, get to sit back and watch a new documentary, have some popcorn. It sounds real cool and stuff. And we're having a social night on Thursday night for all ticket holders. So
that's close to your meet and greet there. So
that's close to your meet and greet. Anybody who is available of our speakers are going to be coming in also on Thursday. So you never know. A lot of them say they are coming in on Thursday because they want to come too. So we're doing the best, but it's going to be a good time. We also have tickets available for the psychic gallery reading, still available with Marilyn Bast in what is it? Para to the norms now. Para oh my God!
Para with the normal.
Para with the normal. Thank you. I couldn't think of it for just a second.
I think about it too.
Yeah, and
they are right there on the daggum on the screen too.
Well, it's so small, there. But they are also with Beacon TV, and just Marilyn is just one of the best people ever. So sign up for her gallery reading, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be cool to do. So get your tickets. Go to Eventbrite. Go to Crossing Realms Conference and get your tickets. If you want to have a vendor spot, we have plenty of vendor spots available. And we just had a problem that some people, as always, are trying to scam somebody. Yep. You cannot get a vendor spot without going to the Eventbrite Crossing Realms Conference place. That is it. Yep. You can't, there's nobody else out there we're giving the money to. It's going directly to the same pot. So make sure you go there. So if you do see anybody out there trying to sell tickets, vendor spots, anything like that, just let us know. This is starting to become a problem.
There's like scammers out there who are pretending. They're not even doing a good job of it. It's like some random name that nobody would be familiar with anyway.
Ours wasn't the only one she did it to. She done it to several.
Yeah, they just got this woman who scammed another woman out of a vendor spot. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but charged her double.
Yeah, double the price.
Double the price.
Yeah.
The tables are really cheap, y'all. So, just the spots, the booth spots are very cheap. So, like I said, any information you need, go to that location on Eventbrite to Crossing Realms Conference. Everything that you need is all in one spot.
Yeah. And Lil Pay had a little question there. I don't know if you saw it or not. And
I didn't.
It's right there. Can you come to the party Thursday and not go to the conference?
Oh, we had to say no.
Yeah.
We had to say no, only because we had to put a cap on the speaker tickets, and we can only allow that many people to be there on Thursday. We don't have the room to have others invited, and I'm sorry, but no. No. Yeah.
It wasn't my decision, Patty.
But if you are attractive and female and single, yes.
You can go as Donny's date.
Yes.
It's +1.
Yes.
It's +1. Yes, +1. Yeah, no, we had to put a cap on it because this place is not as big as the Eagleton. So we can't have all people without tickets. And plus it'll make sure that everybody is accounted for and all that kind of good stuff.
Yep.
So we need to know that. But it's going to be a good time, everybody. But the tickets are super, super cheap, and you just can't beat it. I mean,
besides, why would you go all the way there just to hang out on Thursday, but not go to the conference? That would kind of why?
I just want to see everybody drunk and then hold it over your heads later.
Oh Jesus! I'm usually the.
I mean, if you're gonna make the trip out there anyway, what else are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it was. We did have to put that to a vote to all of the Island of Misfit toys, and that's what we came up with. So it just wasn't my decision or Randy's decision or Donnie's. It was. So, but you know what? Come on. Just come on. We'd love to see you all 3 days. We'd love to.
Yeah. Why not?
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So
Gary, you're never drunk. Good luck. I won't be drunk. Yeah, you're never drunk, Gary. You never have fun. You always have to throw the daggum dog in my face because I feed dogs Cheetos and stuff. Because everybody I go into the field with brings dogs. The dogs are not being treated properly. They want Cheetos. They always want Cheetos. Okay.
I don't think you're supposed to feed a dog Cheetos.
Well, then there's a lot of dogs that are going to die. I give them to a bunch of them.
Not the hot Cheetos.
No, we ain't gonna do that. I would not wish that on the owner of the dog. So, because that's what's going to happen. The dog owner is going to feel the brunt of that one. Hey, I did have a buddy that had an English bulldog in Germany playing softball. That dog would sit in there in the dugout with me, and I would feed that poor dog Funyuns, and that poor dog would start busting her gas out while he was driving home with her. And he'd always get mad at me. I don't know why. The dog was happy. What are you worried about?
And the bad thing is that Randy will subject himself to all of that just to laugh because somebody else had to deal with it.
Exactly. 100%. I will take it on the chin. Trust me.
All right. So, well, let's get into what we're going to talk about. Now, I have not really talked about this place at all.
Yeah.
I have seen a short little thing on TV about the Tower of London and stuff like that and how it's haunted and this kind of stuff, but I'm going to leave this to you, Randy. Tell us what's going on with the Tower of London.
All right. Well, the Tower of London was originally it was just a castle. It wasn't a prison until later on in about 1700s. It became a prison along with a castle. It stayed an actual castle the entire time.
Yeah.
So guess where the crown jewels of England are kept? You got it. The Tower of London.
The Tower of London. There it is.
So just some background on it. The tower was built by William the Conqueror in the 11th century originally. And it was a political prison and a place of execution at one point. And then they started actually bringing the monarchy in there, and they actually built towers to supplement the castles, because you had the normal castle, Buckingham Palace, Windsor Castle, stuff like that. Buckingham Palace came much later than this, obviously, but this was built around the same time Westminster Abbey was. Rumor has it. Now this happened. I shouldn't say later on, but there's early traditions associated with the tower that it was actually built by Julius Caesar, and that it was given to the actual the ruler Sir Thomas. No, it was Sir Thomas Grey was the one who wrote the poem about it. But the tower, the Roman ruler of the day in that area, Julius Caesar had gave it to him, supposedly. And obviously, if we're in 11th century AD, Julius Caesar didn't build it. It's obviously a folklore thing.
Right.
But the whole deal of just the thoughts, because it was built at the same area where the Roman roads intersected. It was right there where they intersected at the old Roman highways, the Roman roads and stuff. It was right in that area. So even though you got William the Conqueror, who legitimately built it, he built the foundation and Westminster Abbey's foundation around the same time. Even though Westminster Abbey ended up getting done quicker. I'm going to show you a couple of these it's obviously been part of their Renaissance and their culture for many years. This is the, if I'm not mistaken, let me look again to make sure on this painting right here. But I believe this one is the coronation, procession of Richard II in 1377. Okay. Then you've got another one, as you can see, for Edward VI. Okay. That's, their caricatures. This is actually on display in the tower as well.
Okay.
So the more you look at the tower and the areas around it, and for those that have watched us on Truth of Tinfoil and stuff, obviously, about our picture that we like, our video that we love so much, coming from Hampton Court Palace. This one Hampton Court and several others are all maintained as far as visitations and stuff like that, and scheduling trips and stuff is all done through the same site, the historicroyalpalace.com. And those guys, they take this stuff seriously. Okay. They're much like the Willard Library, you know, their stuff on their ghost cams and such like that they have go to support keeping the library open and keep it where it is type thing. And sponsorships and stuff like that. Same thing with this .com is they keep the legends out there of the different palaces, and they keep the stories out there. So I try to give them a plug because they kind of maintain stuff, you know, where other people don't. So, and you see, you know, there's just so much to see. This tower is no small place. Okay.
Right.
So as we go along and I read through it, you know, everybody talks about the ghosts. Obviously, we're talking about ghosts. All right. As I read through this stuff and I started looking into different areas and different legend and folklore of it, I noticed something that came to light real quick. The number of ghosts that they say is associated with this place is 13. There's supposedly 13 ghosts. And, you know, we're sitting there, I'm talking to Donny before the show, like, remember the movie? It was all about those 13 ghosts.
13
now I'm like,
ghosts, yep.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, why is this ringing true with this one now? Now, some of them have no names and such like that, but I've got a couple that we will go through. Of course, obviously, the most famous of any of them that are there was first seen in 1957, but she's the most famous, and that's Anne Boleyn.
Yeah. I think she's the most famous one.
I think she's like the most famous ghost out of all the ghosts.
I would say, yeah. I mean, worldwide, I think that she would be the most famous one. But, you know, when you say, when you were talking about Julius Caesar and that being built, no. And I can tell by just looking at it, the architecture on that whole entire building is nothing like it would be.
Not if he built it.
Right. There is a city in Germany called Trier. That's
T-R-I-E-R.
Trier, exactly. So where you're going into Trier, but you're still on the outskirts of it and can't see it yet. And everything looks like German architecture. Everything. Yes. And then once you top it and come around that corner going into that town, everything looks like you just transported into Italy. Everything, like you just went to Rome. Everything, even with the amphitheater and all kinds of stuff. It's just strange how that happened. That they could make it look so much like Rome. I mean, but you could tell that they occupied that area and they built that. Now, when you're talking about the Tower of London, looks nothing like that at all. So I don't think I would have believed that.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think anybody in their right mind would have in the first place. I think what they kind of wanted to say was more like he had built the foundations for it. You know what I mean? For them to build after the fact. And once again, you're talking a long time. You're talking 1,000 years from between Julius Caesar and William the Conqueror. Okay. He could put as much foundation as he wanted there. It's not going to be the same when it comes time for them to build. So, I mean,
Patty says Anne Boleyn was executed. Plus, did y'all know she was accused of being a witch?
Yes, she was. They don't talk about that a lot, but because the main reason she was accused of being a witch is because Henry VIII had her executed for treason. Now, I can't find anything that says what she did to be called treason, but we all know she couldn't provide a son.
Well, Henry VIII was king no matter what.
Yeah, you just look at him funny. So
if you looked at him funny, he'd have you put to death. Now, I mean that you know he was just psychotic anyway. Anne Boleyn was put to death, you know, in 1536 for treason, and her ghost was seen first time in, like I said, 1957. And that just happened to be February 12th, which was the 403rd anniversary of her death. And this guy that saw them, she was seen walking through
toward the White Tower, around the White Tower, carrying her head under her arms. So I'm like, as I read about it, I'm like, okay, I got a whole bunch more to uncover with this. And it's got to the point now I could go just Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII and do an hour show with them, no problem, just on a history standpoint alone. Because
just to go through his wives would take you at least 2 hours.
Oh yeah, without even thinking twice. I mean, but this one obviously is the most famous. And he wasn't Catholic. He got rid of the Catholic Church so he could divorce and do whatever he wanted to do. Church of England came to be because of him. So as I read more of it, I was like, okay, well, this is the 1536 time frame, but we've got others that were before him too, because before her. Because also you've got Henry VI. Henry VI, he met his end as a result of real life Game of Thrones. He was stood to inherit both the English and the French thrones, which is astounding to even think about nowadays. If you think, but he was the House of York imprisoned him during the War of the Roses, and shortly after Edward IV seized the throne, 1471, and he was stabbed. Henry VI was stabbed while praying in Wakefield Tower, which is part of the Tower of London. And his every time that people see him, he supposedly appears at the last stroke of midnight in that tower. So I'm like, he was already there when Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn got there then. So I'm wondering, were there any other, documentations at that time? Did anybody write about it? Did anybody? I know that there was a guy that wrote a poem about it. And as I was talking about it at first, was the dude, what was it? Thomas Becket? No, Thomas Becket was the first one that spotted the ghost in the 13th century. The first one to spot a ghost in the 13th century, supposedly of Sir Walter Raleigh. Now we'll get into him in a few minutes, but the other one was I'm trying to find the name of the guy that wrote the actual 1934. This guy wrote a song about Anne Boleyn that actually was a comic song played on the radio in England, and it was called "With Her Head Tucked Underneath Her Arm." I'm going to go out and find it, and I'm going to play it on here one day just for spite. I could not find a clear copy of it, so I was like, nope, I'm not going to take a chance right now. I'm not going to take a chance right now on that one. So I was like, this is insane. What kind of crazy nutcase writes a song about that? First,
I made a meme about Anne Boleyn. We could show it later.
How about say you got about 20 minutes still?
Yeah, just letting you know, though, giving you the heads up.
You got 20 minutes still.
Yeah, you got 20 minutes.
I don't know. So are they saying, okay, so what ghost are they saying they're seeing at a certain time?
Henry VI right here is supposedly at the last stroke of midnight. The last stroke of the clock at midnight is when his ghost is supposedly seen.
So we can assume that is a residual type haunting.
I would think so, because it sounds like that to me. If it's at the exact same time, there's nothing showing that I can find that he actually interacts with anybody. It's just like he's there. And the more I look into him, it's just literally the last stroke of midnight. If he shows in that tower, last stroke of midnight, which was probably, from what I can read and what I've seen, is about the time that he got stabbed.
Could be. I mean, I'm sure if we dug deep into historic documents, we could definitely find out about when he was, offed. Let's just say offed. Offed. Yeah.
He was taken out.
Yeah, when he was taken out. I'm sure we could find a time which would, validate maybe what people are seeing.
Yep.
So what do people describe the ghost of Henry VI to look like? What were the eyewitness accounts saying?
The only thing I got was that figure right there.
Like that guy.
kind of like that guy, and but they see him from the back, so you don't ever see the face. But it seems like he has the royal robes, and he's there and then gone. I don't know if it's during that it just says the last stroke of midnight. Well, is it happening when between that 11th stroke or 11th gong, the 12th gong, and then when the gong is completely dissipated, does it disappear? I mean, I don't know about that. They don't go into that much detail about it because once again, we're dealing with legend here. We're dealing with a lot more legend than we are about fact, obviously.
Right.
So what I would love to see, and I know they're never going to do it because of the actual fact that there are the crown jewels there in the Tower of London. If they'd put up cameras like what, well, I shouldn't say Hampton Court Palace did it, because those were just outdoor security cameras, and then you had the security camera on the inside. You would think in the Tower of London they'd have security cameras too. You would think. But whether or not they got them in the places they're talking about is another story.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Do you think that they're still storing their jewels there?
Yeah, they are. They are physically there. They're physically there now.
Yeah, but they also say that Fort Knox is full of money. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's full of gold. It's not money.
No.
Same difference. It's full of money.
So are you saying, Randy, that the Tower of London houses the royal family jewels?
The crown jewels. Yes, they do. Not the cojones ones, but the
royal
actual
family
jewels. The crown jewels. Crown. They're in a crown.
But they belong to the royal family.
You see, because I'm looking at his eyes and I know where he's going with it, and I'm not letting it get there.
Don't let him. Don't let him. Don't let him.
Fight the temptation, Randy. Fight it.
Don't go there.
But anyway, no.
I mean, I'm wondering if it still remains true, if those jewels are still there.
Okay. Remember.
It does make me wonder, maybe they have moved them and just allow people to believe that they're still there, or I don't know. I mean, it does look like a prison. I mean, with the double wall and all of that. It definitely still looks like one. So, I mean,
remember, now you need to sit there and just say second verse, same as the first, and we'll roll. Okay. You ain't even read it, have you? Have you read it?
Little Patty says, I got married to the widow next door. She'd been married 7 times before. Everyone was a Henry. She wouldn't have a Willie or a Sam. I'm her 8th old man. I'm Henry. Henry VIII, I am.
I'm Henry VIII.
If you guys want me to make a song, I could do an ambulance song.
Oh no, please don't. No, absolutely not. Thank you, though.
We're too busy worried about the Henry VIII song.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we'll stick to the memes. Thank you, Donny.
Moving on to the next one. Okay. Well, so we talked about Henry the Seventh. Now there was another one. There's actually 2. They got taken out at the exact same moment, and that was Lady Jane Grey and her husband. As soon as I find his butt, Guildford. I have to look at his name because it's just Guildford Dudley. Okay. These 2 were executed by Mary Tudor. As everybody else knows, Bloody Mary.
Good old Bloody Mary
executed both of them.
Good old Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Now, what were they executed for?
She was, she was 9 days, but it looks like, from what I can tell, Jane Grey and was actually queen for 9 days at that point. But they were Anglican and not Catholic. So Mary Tudor overthrew them, essentially executed them, and took the throne. It was all about religion.
Because they were all the wrong religion.
Exactly.
I mean, do we still have that problem today? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Would somebody kill?
We still have the Protestant Catholic thing happening
all the time, all the time. And the more, this one was weird because, like I said, Lord Guilford Dudley was not the king. She was the queen because she was I'm guessing because of her family, because Jane Grey, I don't know of her family being in line for it, and I don't remember the Greys being in line for any of the actual the lineage of the monarchy itself, because you always got the Tudors, and then who were the other ones? There was another batch, and I can't remember them to save me because I keep going back to Tudors all the time. I'll remember it later on, and it'll just come to me, just like when you walk out of a room and you remember why you went in there. There was
another group. What was it? They were prominent in Europe.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm talking about.
Medici. Was it
the Medici? But they were Italy. They were Italy though.
Yeah, but they were kind of crossing back and forth.
Yeah, but there was, because the War of the Roses were between the Tudors. In fact, I'll just look it up real quick while I'm thinking about it. Because the War of the Roses between the Tudors and the is history. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Lancasters. Houses of York, House of Lancaster, part of the House of York was the Tudors.
Game of Thrones, people. Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well, that's what Game of Thrones is based off of. I mean, George R. Martin admitted it himself.
Yeah. I mean, even though it was a way out there past the real story, but
yeah, I mean, and it's amazing to me though that the Tudors really didn't. You got the Yorks and the Lancasters, and as that War of the Roses kind of went by the wayside, the Tudors came up and took everything over out of the York family tree. You think the Yorks would be okay with it? No, they wiped them out too. They took them out and kind of did their own thing with them. You know what I mean? So Henry VII was the one that started the Tudor dynasty.
Okay. So, now, are they saying they're seeing his ghost?
No, there's none about Henry VII or Henry VIII, for that matter.
You would think that man would be doomed, but I think he went south.
Oh yeah, real quick, probably.
Yeah, real quick. I think he went south. Okay, so let's go on to another ghost. I mean,
okay.
I'm trying to keep track of what you got.
Okay. Well, those are kind of the bigger names, that people know. Anne Boleyn, obviously, Henry VI, Lady Grey, and Dudley. Now, there are two no-name ones, obviously, that are out there. They're called the White Lady and the Gray Lady, which every haunted house in the world has a White Lady, Green Lady, Gray Lady. You know what I mean? So they've all got them. I'm thinking personally that it's probably a manifestation of one of the ladies that's already there in a different way. Yeah. But they say that the Gray Lady she's in the Queen's house, which the White Lady and the Gray Lady both inhabit, quote unquote, the Queen's house, which is part of one of the towers. And she only shows herself to female guests, supposedly.
Okay.
The White Lady is seen much like Anne Boleyn, just roaming. So, and like I said, nobody knows who they are. Supposedly, the White Lady is more of an intellectual or active haunting, because people have been reportedly tapped on the shoulder by her.
Okay.
That's the only one that I can find where there's an actual interaction between them, other than when we get to the princes later. There's another one that we'll talk about, but I think it still might be more of a residual than anything else. But with her, the White Lady, of course, I don't have any pictures. I didn't bring any pictures of White Ladies. I'm not going to do that because it just doesn't make any sense to. Tapping on the shoulder is a way to, we've seen it in Myrtle's Plantation. We've seen it at, I've seen it on, I don't know how many of my ghost investigations that I've been on. I've seen people, just a shirt tugged like that. Mm-hmm. They want some sort of attention, and they want attention for something, but we don't know what. So,
believe it or not, it's pretty common. It's pretty common for a shirt tug or a hair pull,
or a tap,
or it's very common. Yeah. They're trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
It's just very common.
That's why I think that the Gray and the White Lady that they talk about most likely are one of the other ghosts, just not quite as manifested as the other reports of their beings and stuff. So
You know, Randy, we have talked about this, especially on Truth or Tinfoil. We've talked on this show about how sometimes you're right about the manifestation part, why they're always seeing white is because that's how they're manifesting themselves. They are just absent of color. That dress, if it were in color, it could be blue, it could be purple, it could be red, it could be yellow. But this is how they're manifesting as in a woman in white.
Yeah.
You know, that's
what we can perceive too. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just absent of color. That's just it. I don't think there's all of these ghosts out there that are just wearing white. I think that it's just a way that they're manifesting. And some it may be easier for them to do. I don't know if it would take more energy to manifest, I guess, in a full-bodied apparition, fully colored, as if they were standing in front of you and me and we would know the difference.
Yeah.
I guess that would take a very strong entity to do that. But a flowy, ghostly looking white lady seems like that would take less energy because they don't have to focus or transfer that energy so much.
Yeah. Right. They're just making sure that you're kind of seeing them. That's really
you're
all
seeing
they
them.
care.
Yes, you're absolutely seeing them, but you're not seeing this.
Yeah.
You know,
because quite frankly, the color of their dress for them letting you see them doesn't mean that much to them. Okay. It really doesn't. It's on the low end of the totem pole. But, you know, so.
I also, you know, Shelly and Chaz were kind of bringing up something. I'm just catching one of her lines there that she wrote. It says, "Just saying, communication amongst them."
Yeah.
Now, I have conflicting evidence that states that they all can't see each other, that they may be inhabiting the same space, but in different types of realms. So they may not know that one another exist.
Yeah.
I have also got evidence and heard of evidence and seen evidence of where if they were in there during the same time frame, but died at different times, that they can see each other and then they can communicate. You know, I know that's not always the case, but that's a lot of the evidence that I'm seeing. Like if they're different generations or whatever, they may not see each other.
Yeah, very well could. They may or may not. I mean, depending on what you're talking about, because like I said, if they're in that realm, and I'm just going to use that realm as a fully encompassing, you know, realm per se, instead of different time frames and such. Once they cross that realm, you would think they'd be able to see and interact with every other one on that side, provided they're an intellectual haunting and not a residual.
Right. But I've got evidence from, say, one entity where they're spitting out dates and names and things like that.
Yeah.
And they were spitting out those times of people in their era, you know, in their generation. To where I've had entities in the same space spitting out different people of different eras. And they're not like they're talking to each other at all. It's like they're not even existing together. It's just kind of like they're there. They just don't see each other. It's like that nobody else exists except for, you know, what they personally can see. And like I said, I've had them where that, you know, like where like a husband and wife are together, but yet, you know, their great grandchildren, their great grandchildren are in somewhere else. And they're not communicating.
No, they could be right next to each other and don't know they're there, right?
Exactly. But then there are times where they can't. So, I mean, it's all a mystery to me. I mean, I don't know. It's just a personal opinion and things that I've found and that I've seen. But I mean, it kind of makes you wonder how many layers are into like something like this building, the Tower of London that you're talking about. How many layers are built on top of one another of all of these entities, and they don't know they're there together.
and yeah, that one on top of everything else with them being there and not knowing if they don't know that each other's there, because you got others that were in prison there later on into the 20th century that we don't know if they're there or not, and if they are they able to, interact with these others, because they had some pretty notorious ones in the 20th century too. So,
right,
the
right.
Hang on, are we seeing Shelly again? Somebody, I think she's been hidden for some reason. I don't know why.
Where's Shelly go?
I don't know. Where is Shelly?
I happen to see it. I'm just making sure.
Shelly, where are you?
Shelly!
Hey, I was just looking up this thing about Henry VIII, right?
Yeah.
There are all these online rumors about, especially since we don't see his ghost, there are all these rumors that the reason why we don't see his ghost is because he's been reincarnated.
No,
so
I think he went south.
So there's all this speculation about who he reincarnated as.
Yeah.
And I found an interesting one. You ready?
Okay.
My dog just kind of barged through, by the way. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, Toby's like, I'm in here, I'm out. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Not to get political, but if you look at their lives, there's a lot of parallels too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially okay, because if you read about Henry VIII's life, right?
Yep.
He had a very very much cultivated his public image and his public persona, to be very larger than life in a lot of ways, like Trump has. You know how before he got into politics, he kind of cultivated this image, right? Of, like I said, larger than life. This real estate mogul, and with all these different ventures, casinos, making all these television show appearances, right? Very public, very out there, and very intentionally cultivating that image. Very much like Donald Trump. Donald Trump obviously didn't have his wives executed, but he did have a very tumultuous marriage life, the number of wives he's had and everything.
I mean, I do understand the whole reincarnation bit. I mean, I understand that. And, it does make you wonder if I believe in it, but I don't know how to say it. I'm not 100% sold on it.
Yeah. I know.
There are people that everything they touch turns to gold. Yep. And they have that Midas touch, right? And you wonder, did you have insider information, you've lived this before, or you have seen in the past something that's going to happen, and you know why? I mean, I always ask myself that, as it's kind of did they redo a life, or did they get reincarnated and just knew what it was going to be in the future? They've seen it coming, whatever, change some mistakes they made in the past. I don't know, but it just makes you wonder, for sure.
And not to get political, I'm not going to say we support nor hate on Trump. We're not going to make this a political show.
Nope.
So we're not going to express any of those opinions. If you want that, watch my shows with Jason McLean, where we just go nuts.
Yeah, that's the way to
politics.
Do it. Yeah,
but not
my political thing here. This is my political thing. I'm mad at the whole government, and I'm just going to say that.
I don't like none of them.
It's too expensive. Yeah, it's too
Brandy's
expensive.
an anarchist, folks. She wants to tear the whole thing down.
It's too expensive. Yeah, it's too expensive to live right now. Food costs too much. Medical care is too much money. The pharmaceutical companies are out of control. It's just too much. Okay, I'm done. But I'm just saying.
I'm waiting on the alien overlords. That's what I'm doing. That's
maybe they can come in and find
I'm waiting on them alien overlords. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Wait a second though. I'm waiting on one other thing though, and that just happens to be
Donny Cho, meme of the week.
Okay. Let me add the file, because I want to add it after the meme of the week bit. only because I don't want to. I don't want it accidentally showing up, being clicked on. Okay, you ready for this one?
I'm gonna do something wrong?
I just made this like 5 minutes ago. Ready?
Okay.
Anne Boleyn, the Kanye West of ghosts.
Ooh. I hope she haunts you now. I hope
she's gonna haunt you now.
What? Why would she haunt me? She's got no interest in me.
Kanye?
Well, I've got nothing for her.
All, you made her look more like freaking Eminem than you did Kanye, so.
Well, Kanye wears the black hoodies. That's his thing.
So does Eminem when he wants to. Wears that black hat.
But yeah, I made her the Kanye West of ghosts because she's like the most famous of the ghosts. Well, I made her blue so she will look ghostly, guys. I mean, come on. We want that ghostliness.
Still, the face and stuff just looks Eminem-ish to me. So, like, shady.
Right.
Stand up. Okay, so as we were talking, we also got other ones that are in there as well. There's actually rumors of Sir Walter Raleigh. He was supposedly seen in there. He was in prison there twice, I found out. And his ghost, following his execution, which he was executed there. Following his execution, he's seen wandering around the Bloody Tower, where he was prisoned at, as well as along the battlements and such known as the Raleigh's Walk.
AKA the actual Shakespeare, if you want to believe those conspiracy theories.
Yeah. Okay. Why would they? What conspiracy? Never mind. Where's my hat?
You don't know about the Shakespeare conspiracy? That he wasn't actually the one who wrote those plays? That it was Walter Raleigh?
I don't know if Walter Raleigh could spell.
Well, he was a very educated man.
I was wondering if you guys noticed the similarities to that picture you just showed and the woman with the pearl earring.
Yeah. Wait,
just saying.
Which one did I show you with pearl earrings? Anne Boleyn or what?
Raleigh.
No, but what pearl?
Look at.
Yeah.
And then you've got that famous painting of the woman with the pearl earring.
I don't know it. I'm not an art guy, though. I don't know a whole lot of art.
Come on.
My wife can sit here and discuss this crap all day long with everybody, but I could barely. People talk about Starry Night or whatever with Van Gogh or whatever that thing was.
Donny will find a picture, won't you, Donny? Donny will find that picture.
I've got a picture of Chris Farley from Saturday Night Live because he was in a Van Gogh down by the river. Okay.
Oh, that one? I know this one. Yeah, this one's famous. I didn't know that was the name of it.
The actual Van Gogh it's not the one she's talking about though. That Van Gogh is called Starry Night that they superimposed.
No. This is a different one. This one, no, you know this one. I just didn't know that was the name of it.
Yeah.
Here, I'm loading it up right now.
Am I the artsy fartsy one? Look, see now. Look at her ring.
He's got two. He got two pearls.
Is it?
I think so. See, look at his. See, it looks like two there, right?
Yeah, but just look at it. I mean, it's just odd. That's what it reminded me of. Those two pictures.
Yeah, very well good. Yeah, I mean, and depending on who did them, obviously they probably took a little artistic, creative latitude.
See, I'm artsy fartsy like that, though.
Yeah, you're artsy
I know it's two different painters, and I get that, but it just reminded me is that the same, the same side, slant with the pearl earring. It just, those two reminded me of,
That's because that's their good side.
Yeah.
No, I figured out who Walter Raleigh looks like. Hold on, guys. You guys keep doing your thing. I'll load it up.
Okay, he's gonna load it. Load it. In the meantime,
I don't know why it reminded me of that because it just looks odd.
See what's really bad about this is the fact that picture right there, that painting, could suffice for just about anybody from that time frame.
Right.
So, I mean,
it was just odd to me.
He's still playing. Look at him messing with his phone. He's still playing. So while he plays around, I'm going to talk about this lady.
little Patty said, "Did I say artsy fartsy?" I said, "No, I'm the artsy one." But I guess I am the artsy fartsy one.
Wait, hold on.
Artsy
It's ready.
fartsy. It's ready. Go for it.
This one might be a bit controversial. Not too controversial, but
it better not be.
Get us thrown out of here.
This is what I think Walter Raleigh kind of looks like. Ready? Danny Masterson.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Look.
Yeah.
I can see that a little bit. Yeah. I can see that. Yep.
Yep. Walter Raleigh was on that 70s show.
So if you put, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he don't want to do that now.
Like
he's crying in jail right now. So.
Yeah.
That, I mean, as sad as that is, but are you talking about lookalikes? You put like a pointy beard on him.
Yeah.
You got twins.
Yeah. Throw an earring on him. Call him Betty.
Yeah.
I mean. Anyway.
That one got me, Donnie. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I'm quick with it.
Yeah, that was a good one because, wow. Just wow. So honestly, if you want to know what he could have actually looked like in real life.
Yeah. If the painting is anywhere close to being accurate, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Which
I think they were. I mean, they were skillful back then with those portraits.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they were relatively close.
Exactly. If they were into realism, you know what I mean? Some of them were not. I mean, okay, so I'm not sure of the name, but Neuschwanstein Castle. Okay, they got
Ludwig.
They've got pictures of him being nice, fat, and round.
Yep.
The man was not nice, fat, and round. He was very skinny.
Yes.
And he was said to drink wine his entire life, and then the one day he chose to drink water, he died.
He died. Yep.
He died. Yes. Isn't that strange?
Oh yeah, that whole and for you guys that don't know, that Neuschwanstein Castle that she's talking about is the basis of the Disney Castle. Okay.
Yes. I've been there. It's beautiful. I'm just saying. Yes. I've been there. It's picturesque.
He has 11 different castles across Germany.
Yeah, that castle right there is one of the most beautiful sights I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. It is pretty. I give it that.
Yeah. It's like you're sitting there right there in Bavaria in the Austrian Alps, and the whole it's just absolutely breathtaking, and you just can't say enough about it.
And he's got another one down by a place called Chiemsee in Germany that is a resort as well, and it's out in the middle of a lake, and you have to take a boat out to it, and that's where his gigantic Roman bath was at and everything. This dude, talk about extravagance. This dude knew extravagance. Okay, for that time frame, he knew it. So. But I digress. That's a whole nother show right there. We can talk about all them.
I know. But, think about, okay, so I'm not going to lie, I was doing a little bit of ghost hunting back when ghost hunting wasn't cool, back in the day. And I was in Europe, so I did some, because there's a lot of castles that you can go to and just roam.
Ooh, yep.
You don't, they're not necessarily like, they're like more like ruins, but you can get out there and you can get out there and run around. There's a bunch of them out there like that. Yep. They're just on the side of the road. You'll be driving down the road and then you see it. You're like, whoa, okay, let's stop. I did get a lot of things out there. There was some strange noises that I couldn't explain, things like that. A shadow figure here and there. But of course, most of the time it's during the day. They don't particularly care for you to be out there at night.
They tend to frown on that sometimes.
Yeah, they kind of frown upon that.
The authorities, that is, not the ghosts, the authorities.
The authorities kind of frown upon that, yes.
Yeah.
And but I always wondered about the churches and things.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like Notre Dame. I seriously wonder.
Yeah.
Yes, I seriously wonder about these churches. Because the last time I was in there was a very, very, very long time ago. And of course, as soon as you're walking into this church, there's a sign that says, protect your valuables, pickpockets.
Yeah.
So you automatically feel great walking in there. You know, it just tenses you right up. Like, I better watch all my stuff. Somebody's going to steal my stuff. And yes, they do.
Sure, they'll try sometimes.
Right. But I can't remember, because it's a very dark church when you walk in. There's not a whole lot of light in there. This is very dark. Even during the day, it's dark.
Yeah. Much like Westminster Abbey is.
Yeah, you have to light it with candles and just, you know, and lighten the place up. But I think it was back when, oh gosh, 2 of the priests were, I think, abducted and maybe murdered. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember now, you guys. This has been decades ago since the last time I was in there. But, you know, so there was an ominous feeling to the place anyway, because the places where they sat, you know, because they all, every priest has his own chair in its own spot. And they had these 2 chairs specifically roped off differently than the other ones. I mean, they're all roped off, but they're different. And there were flowers and other things there. So it was a very weird time to be in that church, I guess, that last time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because that place right there just seems like it would be crazy. Yeah. Just crazy. And wouldn't you love to get in the bell tower? Oh,
between that and like you said, that one, I never was in Notre Dame. My wife took a Girl Scout troop to Westminster Abbey, though, and she's one of them. She's kind of a little bit of a sensitive, you know, to start with. And when she got in there, she says that it felt so heavy, and it was just, she just did not like the feeling in that place at all. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's known for death for the most part. I mean, you've had royal coronations there, you've had royal weddings and such there, but it's mainly known for the death because you've got tombs right there in the abbey, you know?
Yeah.
Plus the people who actually got killed there.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, hey, yeah, those things are fun. And if you ever get a chance, look up the one, there's a place called Eder Oberstein in Germany. The place has one's called the Church in the Rock. The church is actually built into the side of a mountain. And it is amazing to see, but it's dark as well. So, but I've digressed. We've gotten away from what I was talking about. You trying to sidetrack?
I'm sorry, guys.
They're making fun of the Cowboys in the group chat, guys.
What?
Huh?
Tex and Paul and them and Rob, they're making fun of the Dallas Cowboys in the group chat.
That's easy pickings. But then again, you got to sit back and think, though. You got to consider the source first of all. Yeah. Okay. Those 3 talking about it, consider that source. Yeah. Okay. Now
let's get on the ghost. Let's
go to Margaret.
Oh,
we're going to Margaret.
Oh, she's pretty.
She's
pretty, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Margaret Pohl. This is the victim of one of the most gruesome botched executions in history. She is a countess and reached the scaffold where she was to be beheaded.
Yeah.
She refused to kneel, saying, "So should traitors do? I am none." So she's saying, "I didn't do it. I'm not kneeling." She ran. They chased her all around the scaffold, hacking at her until she died a gory death.
Jeez.
They were just hacking at her because she was trying to run away from the blade.
It's like, can you just not do that? You're grown men out there. Can you not chase her down?
They're going to take you. So they ended up essentially Lizzie Borden and her is essentially the way to put it. She got hacked. And
she got to Lizzie Borden.
Yeah. And her ghostly screams can now be heard in the Tower Green. And a few visitors have claimed to see her ghostly reenactment on the chase itself.
Yikes.
So she still got that. You can see a residual with that all day long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, when I read that part, I mean, I'd never heard of this lady really before until I read this stuff. And I was like, man, how did this escape me the first few times I ever looked at Tower of London? I never even heard of this woman up to that point. She's some sort of countess. That's all I know. But she was convicted for treason or being a traitor of some sort. And she would
probably wasn't.
She would not.
Probably wasn't.
She probably wasn't. she refused to kneel. But the first time somebody hacks at you with one of those blades, you might want to think about it now. Hey, let's get this over with now and be done with it.
But that just shows you how crude they were back in that time. Because why didn't they just chase her down? Because they're grown men out there and tackle her and do it.
Yeah, that I can't tell you, because you would have thought this had been a public execution, right?
Right.
Did they only have the one guy out there? They had to have somebody escorting her out there.
There's more out there. They had to have their witnesses and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so, there was more. I could see that haunting all day long. If there is ever a haunting that could be done, it would be that one right there.
Yeah, because that one was one of those. As I was reading, I was like, God dang, why did they let this happen in the first place? Like you said, the men that were there, they let it happen. Obviously, she must have had more strength to her than we want to talk about then, because she was able to elude them until they hacked her to death, pretty much. So I can understand why that haunting, like you, I can understand why it would be continuing.
Yeah, on. That would be the one thing that I would go, yep, that happened.
Yeah, no doubt. So and when you talk about those, and then you got let's see, where's she at? Arabella Stewart,
another pretty one.
Yeah, King James I did not give his permission for her to marry William Seymour. He was the nephew of Lady Jane Grey, the one that we talked about earlier, getting executed. Okay, enraged at the insult and perceiving the marriage as a possible threat to his throne, James I imprisoned her in the Tower. She died there in 1615. Conflicting reports claim she either stopped eating or was murdered. She haunts the Queen's house as well. So now you've got her in there as well. That could be one of the gray or the green white ladies. If she's in the Queen house as well, like the other two, there we go. Now we've got two women for sure that are, we're thinking about residual hauntings for the most part.
Yeah.
Or she could be the active one. The white lady that taps people on the shoulder.
Possibly. I mean, she. I pretty much think that she probably died of just old age up in there.
Or she did a hunger strike. She starved herself to death or something.
Right.
Like that.
Or maybe they just starved her.
Yeah, she was trying to prove a point. She didn't want to live like that anymore, and I could see where that would happen. I think if they wanted to do away with her, they could have done that from the very get-go. They didn't have to wait till later.
He didn't sentence her to death. So he just imprisoned her, because it said there's no mention of her marriage to William Seymour or him being executed either. So
that was probably just her last act of defiance. Yeah.
Hers
because it sounded like she was a rebel. Yeah, she was a rebel.
Sounds like it. And she's doing like, take that.
Yeah, she's gonna marry who she wants to marry, and then you do this, and then she's gonna counteract with this. And that was her last act of defiance, saying, well, if I'm going to die here, I'm gonna die here my own way.
Yeah. That's okay. There was another one in here about a Guy Fawkes. Now, I didn't read a whole lot about him. I've heard the name before. I never thought about it a whole lot, but there was a Guy Fawkes, who was executed there as well. And it said that Fawkes' screams can be heard and his cries from the council chamber of the White Tower, where he was prepared.
He's the guy who V for Vendetta is based off.
That's what I thought I heard it was. Because he was trying to destroy Parliament, right?
Yeah, he was trying to bomb Parliament. Right. Yeah, they tore that dude up.
Yeah. So he's reportedly in there as well. Then you've got probably outside of Anne Boleyn is these little guys, the princes.
Oh, yeah.
These boy princes were imprisoned in the Tower by their uncle Richard, the Duke of Gloucester, which became Richard III, which we know Richard III was a bloodthirsty murderer of his own right. And they were reportedly murdered on his order.
Yeah.
When the bones of two small boys were found, it was Edward V and Richard, Duke of York. Okay. So there were bones of two small boys that were found under the stairs in 1674, and most people believe them to be the missing princes. And the bones that were given a royal burial at Westminster Abbey. The figures of two lost little boys wearing nightshirts, holding hands, and are frequently seen in the White Tower. Oddly enough, they have been also seen playing in the battlements, and some claim to have heard the children giggling. Now, that's where I was talking about. Now we're talking about another big residual right there.
Yeah, but because he just wanted the throne is what he wanted. And
exactly.
These two little boys are what stood in his way. So
exactly.
They went missing, and I am 100% sure that he had everything to do with it. And he had them done away with and then hid them so they could never be found.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was thinking too. And the only thing I would think though, he didn't quote unquote imprison them. He put them there because obviously, if we're getting reports of them running and playing and giggling and stuff like that, they were being boys at one point there. They were being kids.
Well, yeah, they lived there. They lived there.
They were in the castle part of it, is what I'm thinking at first.
Yeah, they lived there.
Then
poor
sometime,
kids, man.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything wrong. They were just kind of caught
they did
up.
nothing.
They had no idea of what their adult life was going to be. They just knew that they were destined to do this, but they were still kids, and this guy was just he just wanted the throne so bad.
He was power hungry.
He did everything. Yeah, he did what it took, which is just over the top.
Well, you saw the movie Braveheart. That was Richard III. That was that king was Richard III.
Richard the Longshanks. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, later on, this is back about probably 10 to 15 years ago. I'd have to look it all up again, but I found a couple of little pictures, shall we say, that this one lady took. And she wanted to say that this looked like one of the twins, one of the boys. I think it looks more like a soldier. But, normally when we sit there and talk about this stuff, we're in our other shows. So
I want to see.
Yeah. To me, it looks like pareidolia. But
it does to me too, because they did that, and then she went through and did this, and I immediately checked out on it right then.
That could be
like, nope, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
But
once you start doing the circles, you check out, and we do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like pareidolia to me.
That's what I was thinking too. But that one, you got those, and then you got another one that I immediately dismissed after I looked at it, because it's up in the. Let me see if I can find the spot. Looking up at the parapet, you can see the old little area over there where it looks like a archer looking down. That's a little statue up there. They actually went as far as to circle that right there and say there's something there. And I'm like, yeah, you're grasping there. At best, you're grasping. But that lady truly believes that she caught with the other one, that she caught one of the twin princes.
Hey guys, check it out. So I took the twin. Oh no, go ahead, Brandi.
I'm looking at the red circle area, and there is absolutely nothing there.
I didn't see it either.
There's nothing there.
I don't see nothing. I've zoomed in. I've done everything. If I was to take it, because I uploaded these, don't have them here so I can actually zoom in, zoom out, because I wasn't going to really mess with that. But when you zoom in, it's complete and utter. If there's anything there, it is pareidolia, because it's so pixelated. So
there's not even anything to call pareidolia in that second one at all.
I could barely see. It's like a dot. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. I mean, I found it impressive that they had the statue of the archer at the top. That was kind of cool. I'm just gonna have to say.
By the way, I took these boys just now.
You better not do nothing evil with them.
And I had ChatGPT turned them into K-pop artists. Are you ready?
Oh Lord.
Oh Jesus, Donny.
Not bad, right? Not bad.
Yeah, no. That's not good. That's not good. They look like crap.
I thought we'd get through one show without K-pop, but I guess I was wrong.
Wrong.
I mean, Because here we are, we're sincerely talking about a completely different country at a completely different era, talking about ghosts, and it still gets turned to K-pop. How does that
Somehow
happen?
Donnie manages to squeeze K-pop in there.
Always.
It happens. It happens. I
Well,
don't know, guys. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there was another story. I don't have any pictures associated with it, but there was another story like in October of 1817. Supposedly there was a tubular, like glowing apparition that claimed to have been seen in the jewel house where we were talking about where the crown jewels were at. Okay, the keeper of the crown jewels, Edmund Lenthal Swift, he said that the apparition hovered over the shoulder of his wife, leading her to exclaim, "Oh Christ, it seized me." Other nameless, formless people have been in there, and they see people. The night staff see them in the tower of the jewels. So some of these things, I looked at it, I was like, okay, this could be kind of made up, but in 1817 they're very superstitious to start with. So, but what would you think would have caused her to scream like that?
I don't know. A rat. I don't know. A rat.
Yeah, ran across her toes or something. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly,
I don't know.
It's
I don't know. I mean, the way that thing is built, I know that there are shadows everywhere.
Oh yeah,
we know this. I mean, you have to pay attention to that, during the day and at night.
Much like that.
Yeah. Also, you have to remember the whole place is set up like it's concentric, like circles. Not quite circles because everything's walls.
Yeah.
There's multiple moats that go around it, and you know what they say about like bodies of water that kind of trap energy in.
Mm-hmm.
So that could have something to do with it as well.
Yeah,
it's possible. I mean, it's possible. It just depends on what it's built on, what it's built of, that sort of thing. I mean, I have a tendency when you have like a running water source, like a fresh bubbling spring, and you have limestone together, and you have all of these things culminating together. That seems to heighten everything. It just keeps the energy rolling, especially running water and limestone together. They're just that every time I run into that, it's crazy. But I don't know if it's a moat and it's like, is it stagnant? I don't think it's.
Moats are stagnant. They're known to smell real bad.
Yeah, I think it's stagnant.
Real bad, yeah.
Well, that would make me wonder of what it's built on. I mean, it could have a nice ore deposit. It could, all kinds of stuff.
It's right on the River Thames.
Yeah.
It's right on the river.
Yeah, there you go. So it should it should be fairly energized all the time.
Plus the city itself, it's London. It's old. There's so much history, so much stuff. I mean, it's in one of the most haunted countries in the world. It's probably one of the most haunted cities in the world.
Yep.
You already have a lot of paranormal activity all over the place anyway, as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're so particular about you ghost hunting over there.
Oh yeah.
You're like, dang it.
Yeah. Well, because they don't want you to invoke any spirits. That's what they're afraid of most than anything else. But you get to places like people that own the Ancient Ram Inn, that's one of my bucket list ones right there.
Yeah.
Now, those guys, you can go do it, but it's going to cost you $3,000 to go do a damn ghost hunt there or more. It's going to cost you to do it anywhere over there. Okay. Because they're going to make money off of it. Some way, shape, or form, they're going to make money off of it. So,
absolutely.
I don't know the website that handles all these, like I said, the historic royal palaces and such, .com. They do actually set up for paranormal investigations. They do have a setup in there for it that you can request it and such. I have not gone into it to figure out what their pricing would be. I don't want to know what their pricing would probably be. Because quite frankly, I do not want to have to go get a third or fourth mortgage on the home to be able to go do it. Because that's what it'd probably take.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
You would have to actually be a local, a paranormal
Well,
investigator based out of the UK for that to even make sense.
my daughter lives over there now, but she doesn't, do any of the paranormal. She did it with us that night down at the bar, obviously, but she doesn't really get a time to do it over there, and it's still stuff that if I was in Germany, when I was in Germany, I wish I'd have thought about it then, like I think about it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They say Paris and London are the two most haunted cities in the world.
I will say this right now: you couldn't pay me enough to go to Paris.
Right. No,
I love Paris. Paris was its own unique place.
I don't like the French in the first place, though.
I didn't have. Well, okay, so let's get over that stigma, please.
Yeah. There could be French listeners. Randy, come on.
Let me think about it. Yeah, no, there ain't.
I have met French Canadians, and I've actually met some French people.
Yeah, the Canadians are nicer.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I'm not saying anything, but my dad was French Canadian, so but
we're leaving that alone. Okay.
But no, I meant I had a really good time in France. I mean, I traveled all over France. It was a very beautiful, beautiful country. But
now you get a Bordeaux region.
Like coming to America. Good. It's like coming to America. You're gonna have the nice people, and then you're gonna have the not so nice people. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Don't stay in the city. Get out in the countryside.
Anywhere. I ran across all different kinds of people everywhere, and like some were nice and some weren't. It's just normal behavior, because we have it here in America.
But 100%.
But as for Paris and all of that being haunted, how could it not be?
Yeah.
I believe it's haunted. Don't get me wrong. Right. Yeah. You got the catacombs. You know it's going to be haunted.
Yeah.
Plus just the whole
thousands of years old. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, but think about all the stuff. Okay, so if you've ever been to the Louvre, you know how much stuff is in there. And just everything that could possibly have attachments, and that's the biggest museum, but it's not the only one.
No. Not by a long shot.
Right. And so it's just kind of like, how can these places not? I mean, you have Napoleon, for goodness sakes. I mean, that whole thing just screams something's haunted, right?
Yeah.
And
Robespierre, when Robespierre got taken to the guillotine,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, there's just so much history that even in the years that I went, and I went numerous times, I still didn't see everything.
Oh no, I'm the same way in Germany. I spent 4 years in Germany. I know I didn't see everything.
Yeah, I didn't see everything that I wanted to see, and I was there many, many, many times because it was only a 4-hour train ride.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
You can do that in the weekend. Yeah, you could do that in the weekend easy. And but I do recommend for everybody. I mean, seriously, if you can get to England or you can get to Paris or anything like that, go.
Germany, Holland, Amsterdam's a fun one too.
I don't recommend doing a European tour because you're going to miss a lot.
Yeah.
And most of it's, I've been to that country and I've been to that country. Yeah, because you drove through it. That's the only reason why you were there.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing. Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like you have to pick your countries and do those specific ones and really, really enjoy it and dig into that history, because some of it is the most creepiest, unbelievable stuff you've ever heard. And it's real. It's not made up.
Yeah.
Just odd stuff. I'm just saying. So,
well, now when we're talking about this one, we're talking about castle versus prison. Okay.
Yeah.
William the Conqueror. He started out. I think I said it wrong earlier. He started out as a prison in 1100. Okay.
Yeah.
And that went all the way to 1952.
Yeah.
And in 1952, one of the last two prisoners were these boys. The Cray twins.
Yeah.
And if anybody's ever watched the movie, I believe it's Legend.
With
Tom Hardy.
Seen that movie. Tom Hardy, yep.
You'll realize
movie,
how
I liked it.
These dudes were gangster on top of gangster on top of gangster. They were relentless and bloodthirsty. You did not cross these guys. Well, they were in there in 1952. And the only reason they were in there is because they deserted. They were in the army. They were got put in the army and they deserted.
And some mafia people, they just deserted. So
yeah, they just left, and the pair reported to the depot. Yeah. Somebody tried to arrest them when they went AWOL.
This is Tom Hardy playing them in the movies.
Yeah, that is a movie you got to see. If you guys,
it was a good movie, legitimately a good movie. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out.
It is worth watching. It was. You got to like the shoot 'em ups a little bit, but
just the fact that you get to see like two Tom Hardys on the same screen together, like it's pretty good.
And two totally different. How can I put it? Two totally different attitudes too. He completely changed into each one of those guys.
Yeah,
he really did. So
Cray twins.
I could do. I need to get with
these
Tex
guys. These guys for a while ruled the organized crime scene in London for a good while. Yeah. I mean, they were like the British version of Capone.
I still don't think that Capone could have held a candle to them. And Capone was a gangster. Yeah. These guys were that bad.
Right.
But neither here nor there. It's just like when I read that, I was like, wait a second. These guys were actually there in the Tower of London.
Yeah.
I actually tried to go back and find some stuff about the Bastille too in France, but it was dismantled obviously after the French Revolution. I would love to have found out stuff going on at the Bastille because that those grounds are probably haunted as well.
Yeah.
The same way Tower of London is, I'm willing to bet.
Yeah. You just have to imagine that these places are probably so haunted that, I mean, it would be like one of my best accomplishments to get in one of those buildings. You know what I mean? If I could get into the Tower of London, I would be like, yeah. Thank you. Yes, and please.
And leave me there for a night, please.
No, for a couple of nights, maybe.
Well, yeah, there are a few places like that, but Tower of London is definitely going to be at the top of that list.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to leave me there for at least 3 nights. I mean, and then I won't even get to everything, but at least 3 nights.
Oh, not even close. Yeah. You could spend, even if you broke apart the towers and the houses that are part of the old courtyard and such, you're still talking almost a week's worth of stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing it, every individual one every night.
Right.
Holy crap. I mean, that's just so much to cover.
Right. Absolutely.
So, anyway, so that's all I pretty much got.
Oh, real quick, Randy. Hold on. Speaking of doppelgangers, I found Henry VIII's doppelganger. I think Randy's going to appreciate this.
I saw it down there. Yeah, ready? I saw it down there.
Leon
White. Leon White.
For those of you viewers at home who don't know who Leon White is, Big Van Vader. But look at him without the mask. Doesn't he look just like Henry VIII? Sort of.
Yeah,
kinda?
I mean, he's got the same.
The eyebrows are not quite the same, but yeah, similar.
That's because of the art.
No, I think that
this one was better.
One was the best.
This one was
that
the best.
one.
Yeah.
That one, even the high forehead, even the hair, because you know what his hair looks like when he takes that off.
Yeah.
It looks just like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is probably the best match I've seen recently.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, with that being said, Donny, what you got going on Saturday night?
Tune in Saturday night to my show. We got a special surprise. That's all I can say.
Uh-oh, special surprise.
Special surprise.
Oh, come on. We already saw the daggum intro.
You saw the intro, but
but we can't say nothing.
No spoilers.
We can't say nothing, but it should be a good one.
Bait and switch crap we got going on now.
I don't know, Randy. What do we got going this weekend?
Well, I'm gonna do
on Sunday.
I'm gonna get away from the red circles since we've done it the last 2 Sundays and try and try and get us back into actually more. I've dug into this, more I've dug into the different stuff. I'm going to think about going back over to England, looking at some stuff from there again.
Ooh.
Awesome.
So I'll get
Sounds
back out
good.
there and start looking at that again.
And Brandi, what do we have going on with the blondes this week?
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night we have Adam, and check this name out. I love this name. We're going to be talking Sasquatch and ghosts and everything else with Adam from the Half-Inch Wrench Crew. I had to say that. I had to look at it. The Half-Inch Wrench Crew.
Well,
it's the oddest name I've ever heard, and I love it.
Well, then when you get him on there, just ask him and say, "What about your 10 millimeter?" Okay, that's all you need to ask him.
I'm going to ask him, how did you come up with that name?
I know exactly why they got it. Because what goes missing out of a toolbox? The 10 millimeter wrench and the 1/2-inch wrench, almost every single time.
Every single time. It's the most used ones. That's why, because everybody takes them out and never puts them back, and they get lost. I know how that works.
I found them in my pocket a week later.
Yeah. And Friday night, I am not sure exactly what we're doing or what we're going to talk about just yet. We have been talking with someone that may be a guest, so we're not quite sure yet.
Yeah.
We're trying to kind of hold off until we get a final word, because normally we don't have guests on Friday nights. Normally it's just free for all. We talk about anything, everything, current events, current ghost events, or alien cryptid events, that sort of thing. Yep. So we're doing good with that. So I'm excited. But next week is going to be a little bit different. We're going to have our show on Thursday night, and we may or may not on that Friday night. We'll be investigating the Ray County Museum Friday night, and then on Saturday it's going to be Glore Psychiatric Hospital.
Ooh.
Are
you going to be on Rob's show that night, live streaming directly from there?
I probably will not. The only reason why I say that is because I do not know about Wi-Fi. I do not know about how the signal is. And I'd hate to say, I want to be on the show and then not be able to, because that does happen. So I'm not going to say that, but I am going to do I'm going to get a lot of video, and we'll be releasing that on the show. And then if we have some really awesome evidence, well, then
and then you got people you got some sites that don't let you do live streams either. You can film and everything, but you can't do the live stream from the area. That's much like what they've done with Hill House over here too. So,
right. So, I mean, like I said, I'd hate to say I'm going to be live, but you never know. We may go live Friday night. We don't know. Because Friday night we definitely can. We'll be at the Ray County Museum, which, of course, coming up September 19th and 20th. Ray County Museum, Richmond, Missouri, at the Eagleton Civic Center. So don't forget about that. Look it up on StreamYard. Get your tickets now, or your vendor space, or whatever you need. Just go right there. Don't talk to anybody else, third parties. We found some scams, so I'm trying to tell everybody that. Go directly to Eventbrite to Crossing Realms Conference. Don't go anywhere else. That's the only place you can get tickets or vendor spots.
And you're going to get a dose of it, because I got that video set up, because I'm doing it as the outro. So
awesome. Well, with that being said, we'll see everybody next week. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Crossing Realms Conference is coming this September 19th and 20th to the Eagleton Civic Center in Richmond, Missouri. Tickets to this landmark event are on sale right now at Eventbrite. The powerful speaker lineup will cover topics from Bigfoot, UFOs, and aliens, so you will not want to miss attending this amazing 2-day inaugural event. Again, that's the Crossing Realms Conference, this September 19th and 20th at the Eagleton Civic Center in Richmond, Missouri. Please mark your calendar and get your tickets before they vanish. Space is limited.